The title of my project is For This Valve I Cannot Change. I chose to name it this because it is unknown how mitral valve regurgitation is caused, whether you are born with it or develop it. Therefore, there is nothing you can do to change it. I chose this topic because when I was in the hospital, I found out I had mitral valve regurgitation. Ever since then, I found myself researching heart conditions, and now I want to be a cardiovascular surgeon. The purpose of my project was to find out how congestive heart failure kills 140,000 people per year. I used many sources, such as websites and interviews with doctors, but my favorite method of obtaining information was my pig's heart dissection to build a model and see how it looks on the other parts of the heart when someone has mitral valve regurgitation to see if this could correlate with congestive heart failure. I started by facing the bottom of my pig's heart up. Then, using a scalpel, I cut down the frontal section starting at the apex. I stopped cutting when I was close to my hand, flipped it over, and continued the cut from there. Then I examined the mitral valve, mitral annulus, chordae tendineae, left ventricle, and left atrium. My results were that, along with LVSD, left ventricular dilation, and diastolic dysfunction, mitral valve regurgitation can cause congestive heart failure. My results could be applied in the real world because it can help patients and doctors find the reason for their congestive heart failure. Or this could help those with mitral valve regurgitation know their possible outcomes and solutions. The most difficult part of my project was finding out what to put in my graft and where to buy a pig's heart. I was thankfully able to ask my teacher, and the school ordered me a pig heart. My teacher also helped me come up with ideas of what to put in my graft. Future research could be done by getting help from doctors who have a better understanding than me. I could also have used a human heart rather than a pig's heart, though this would not be reasonable because I'm only 12 and not in the medical profession. I could also conduct experiments to see if a patient's lifestyle, like diet, exercise habits, medication, and more, affect the patient's condition. I'd use the scientific method by firstly asking my question: how does congestive heart failure kill so many people per year? Then I made my hypothesis, which was that mitral valve regurgitation causes congestive heart failure. Then I started my background research, and I knew I needed to build a model of why mitral valve regurgitation causes congestive heart failure, so I chose to dissect a pig heart. Then I obtained my results based on all my research.